Promoting your stuff across Instagram, TikTok, X, and whatever new app your audience is on lately is a full-time job, right? One minute you are filming a long interview or a how-to, the next minute you have to turn that hour of gold into 30 snackable clips, captions, subtitles, thumbnails, schedule them, and pray one of them goes viral. It is exhausting, and honestly, most creators I know just burn out trying to keep up. That is where Vizard comes in. Think of it as the smart assistant you wish you had, the one that actually likes doing the boring bit. It finds the exact moments in long videos that people will stop scrolling for, trims them into ready-to-post clips, and then makes sure they get published at the right times without you babysitting your socials all day. It sounds like hype, but once you use it, it becomes the kind of tool you wonder how you ever lived without. Let me walk you through what it does, the way I actually use it, and why it beats a lot of other content tools that promise everything but still leave you doing the heavy lifting. First off, the core that I use every single week is auto-editing viral clips. You drop in a long video, could be a podcast, webinar, live stream, or a recorded course, and Vizard automatically scans it, finds the highlight moments, and creates clips formatted for TikTok, Instagram Reels, X, wherever you want them. It looks for spikes in energy, clear takeaways, laughs, strong hooks, stuff people share. The AI even suggests multiple clip lengths depending on the platform. You get a batch of actually good clips in minutes instead of spending hours scrubbing through footage. The neat thing is these clips feel natural because they come from your original recording. They keep your voice and your style, not some templated ad. And if you are picky about the look, you can tweak the cut points, add a quick intro, outro, insert subtitles or captions, and pick a thumbnail. For me, that tiny bit of tweaking takes maybe 2 clicks per clip, which is nothing compared to editing from scratch. Next up, let us look at the scheduling side, which is wild if you truly hate posting manually. Vizard features an innovative auto-schedule function where you simply tell it how often you want content to go live, perhaps 3 clips per day or 5 every week. The smart AI then takes care of spacing everything out perfectly across your calendar for you. It intelligently fills in the gaps, making sure you are not posting too many similar videos back-to-back during the same hour. The system can also intelligently prioritize your higher-performing clips to go out sooner rather than later. Crucially, you maintain final approval on everything before it goes live, but the main point is stopping that constant daily grind of publishing. You can easily batch a few hours of review time and then let the system handle the rest of the distribution automatically. This entire automated flow plugs directly into your central content calendar view. The calendar interface is where you can see every single scheduled item at a single glance. You can instantly check which clips are designated for Instagram, which are lined up for TikTok, and which still need final captions. You can see which posts have already gone out and review the initial performance metrics for each one. You have the power to drag and drop posts to adjust timing or bulk edit common elements like hashtags across multiple items. For teams managing multiple accounts, this centralized system beats juggling a dozen disorganized spreadsheets and an outdated queue tool. It truly becomes the single, unified source for planning, managing, and distributing all your short-form content derived from long-form work. Now, I know many of you have already tested other tools that make similar promises about handling your social media. There are certainly platforms out there that can generate simple social posts from scratch or even assemble basic video advertisements. Those tools can be adequate if all you ever need are single static image posts or very generic templated ads. However, those other platforms often completely miss the actual core problem that most serious creators face daily. That core problem is reliably turning lengthy, high-value content into a consistent stream of high-quality, snackable clips. Some of those competitors excel at basic feed design or quickly whipping up a 15-second ad spot, but they fundamentally lack true content context. They cannot listen to your entire hour-long conversation and intuitively pick out the exact moments that genuinely resonate with an audience. Furthermore, they often push generic visual styles and offer limited options for voiceover customization, forcing you to do significant manual rework to match your brand voice. When you compare that experience directly to Vizard, its primary strength lies squarely in intelligent extraction and efficient repurposing. This platform fundamentally treats your existing long videos as the incredible content goldmine they actually are. Instead of forcing you to build new content ideas from absolute zero, it empowers you to mine the best gold you have already created. This process dramatically saves production time while rigorously maintaining the authenticity that modern audiences demand and respond to. Let me walk you through a very practical, real-world example of how I utilize this powerful workflow myself. Just yesterday, I successfully uploaded a detailed 90-minute interview I conducted with a successful industry founder. Less than 1 hour after the upload finished processing, I already had a curated folder containing 25 distinct clip suggestions generated by the system. These suggestions included quick, punchy hooks, surprising expert takeaways, a genuinely funny anecdote, and even a few sharp side arguments that could stand alone. I quickly reviewed all the suggestions, made minor adjustments to the opening transitions on 3 specific clips, quickly added captions, and then scheduled 12 total posts across TikTok, Instagram Reels, and X for the following 2 weeks. The entire end-to-end process for creation, review, and scheduling took me less than 45 minutes of focused time. Without utilizing Vizard, I estimate the exact same comprehensive workflow would have easily consumed at least half a full workday, if not significantly more, and likely yielded less consistent results. Here is another feature I absolutely love. The captions and subtitles are generated completely automatically. We all know that most popular short-form platforms now default to having captions on, and manually recreating accurate subtitles is one of the most tedious editing tasks. Vizard's AI generates highly accurate captions right out of the box and gives you extensive styling control. You can precisely choose the on-screen location for the text, select a font that perfectly aligns with your established brand aesthetic, and even apply simple motion effects so the text never looks completely static or boring. For creators or teams that are actively scaling their output, the integrated content library feature is nothing short of pure gold. Every single clip, draft version, and finally published post is permanently stored, organized, and accessible within that library. This organization allows you to easily tag new clips, mark the absolute best ones as favorites, or filter the entire archive by specific content topics. If you ever decide to repurpose an older clip later or build a massive compilation reel, all the source material is already perfectly indexed and completely searchable. This feature alone saves countless head-scratching moments searching for something like, what was that incredible quote from last month? And on which platform did we post it? Now, let us discuss analytics and the critical question of figuring out precisely what content actually works best. Vizard provides you with essential, digestible performance signals that directly feed back into the AI learning model. This allows the system to understand which types of clips inherently tend to perform better for your specific audience over time. As the tool learns, it proactively prioritizes suggesting similar moments in future clips and recommends optimal distribution times for maximum reach. While this is not a full-blown complex analytics suite designed for a large marketing team, it delivers the precise feedback loop you need for rapid, continuous improvement without any unnecessary complexity. I want to add a quick comparative note here regarding idea generation tools. Some competing platforms feature very fancy idea generators or dedicated content labs, which are genuinely helpful when you are stuck and need creative prompts. Vizard's entire philosophy, however, is fundamentally different from invention. Instead of trying to invent completely new concepts out of thin air, it excels at surfacing proven moments that your current audience has already reacted positively to within your long videos. It then provides the mechanisms to scale up the distribution of those proven moments. If you are truly starting content creation from zero with absolutely no existing long-form material, then idea generators serve a purpose. But if you already produce content like regular webinars, detailed podcasts, or lengthy tutorials, Vizard acts as the ultimate force multiplier. It reliably transforms one single piece of long-form content into dozens of highly relevant short pieces that perfectly reflect your original message. Furthermore, for those of you who are actively running paid advertising campaigns, Vizard simplifies that entire process considerably. You will frequently discover that the most effective and highest converting ad creatives are not the flashy, highly produced, templated ads. The best performers are often those raw, authentic micro moments where you or your guest says something surprisingly candid or counterintuitive. Vizard expertly finds those genuine moments and automatically formats them into the perfect aspect ratios for story ads, in-feed promotions, or precise retargeting clips. This capability means you can affordably test many different ad variants quickly to see what truly sticks without draining an editor's entire day on each minor variation. To be perfectly clear, I do not want anyone to assume this tool is some kind of instant magic button. It will absolutely never replace essential high-level creative judgment from a human expert. There will always be specific instances where you need to craft an entirely custom, highly polished cinematic short-form piece, and for those specialized needs, you should still bring in a dedicated editor. However, for the 95% of content creation that demands consistent high-volume output, Vizard completely removes the most frustrating friction points. You finally stop agonizing and overthinking every single post, and instead start shipping substantially more content, which is the single greatest metric of success. If you are ready to see the impact for yourself, take one of your recent long videos and immediately drop it into the Vizard platform to let it scan for initial clips. Next, spend 5 minutes playing with the auto-schedule feature. Set a reasonable daily cadence, quickly approve one batch, and then confidently ignore the rest until tomorrow. I absolutely promise you will be genuinely surprised at how dramatically easier your entire content production pipeline becomes overnight. And as you compare it against other tools in the market, ask yourself this single defining question. Does it help me create more authentic, repurposed clips from my own recordings? Or does it mostly just generate templated posts that force me to recreate the core idea from scratch? That critical distinction between true repurposing and mere creation is precisely what allows you to scale your output without heading straight for burnout. All right, that concludes my rapid-fire breakdown of this essential workflow. If you found this style of detailed workflow walkthrough incredibly useful, please let me know. I am happy to produce a follow-up video showing exactly how I fine-tune the captions and thumbnails inside the editor interface. I can also detail how the integrated performance feedback loop specifically helped me more than double my overall content engagement in just 1 month. For now, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the very next video.